The two enemies of human happiness are pain and boredom. Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see. Compassion is the basis of morality. A man can be himself only so long as he is alone. The greatest of follies is to sacrifice health for any other kind of happiness. All truth passes through three stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. Happiness is an illusion, the absence of pain. The person who writes for fools is always sure of a large audience. Life without pain has no meaning. Change alone is eternal, perpetual, immortal. The more a man's life is shaped by reason, the less he fears death. Great men are like eagles and build their nest on some lofty solitude. The discovery of truth is prevented more effectively, not by the false appearance things present and which mislead into error, not directly by weakness of the reasoning powers, but by preconceived opinion, by prejudice. The wise have always said the same things, and fools, who are the majority, have always done just the opposite. Every man takes the limits of his own field of vision for the limits of the world. The highest form of happiness is a clear conscience. Almost all of our sorrows spring out of our relations with other people. To live alone is the fate of all great souls. After your death, you will be what you were before your birth. Money is human happiness in the abstract. Health is not everything, but without health, everything is nothing. There is no doubt that life is given us not to be enjoyed, but to be overcome, to be got over. We seldom think of what we have, but always of what we lack. The greater a person's intelligence, the greater their capacity for suffering. Genius is nothing but a great aptitude for patience. The fourfold root of the principle of sufficient reason is perhaps my most important thought. Every man is the architect of his own fortune. The more we have, the less we own. To find out your real opinion of someone, judge the impression you have when you first see a letter from them. Mostly it is loss which teaches us about the worth of things. To free a person from error is to give and not to take away. It is only a man's own fundamental thoughts that have truth and life in them. The first 40 years of life give us the text, the next 30 supply the commentary. Hope is the confusion of the desire for a thing with its probability. It is difficult to find happiness within oneself, but it is impossible to find it anywhere else. To overcome difficulties is to experience the full delight of existence. The world is my idea. No one can transcend their own individuality. Hatred is an affair of the heart, contempt that of the head. We forfeit 3/4 of ourselves to be like other people. In our monotonous life, the consciousness of the past is the only history we have. A high degree of intellect tends to make a man unsocial. The more we think of others, the more we are reminded of our own insignificance. Reading is equivalent to thinking with someone else's head instead of with one's own. The closing years of life are like the end of a masquerade party when the masks are dropped. The foundation of morality should not be made dependent on myth nor tied to any authority, lest doubt about the myth or about the legitimacy of the authority imperil the foundation of sound judgment and action. We can regard our life as a uselessly disturbing episode in the blissful repose of nothingness. It is in the treatment of trifles that a person shows what they are. Man is the only animal who causes pain to others with no other object than wanting to do so. Every generation ridicules the old fashions but follows religiously the new.